That's right, my door is closed. Welcome to Call Us Skeptical on this episode. Why are gods so weak? That's right. Where we are opening up the internet phone lines to let anyone answer the question, why do these gods seem so puny? Do you even live, bruh? In fact,
he can do whatever he wants. He just wants people to do it for him.
That's right, and on his knees, hopefully. But won't you join James W. and myself, Baby Newman, for a good time worth lifting? Bruh. What is up, everyone? Thank you for joining us on this episode of Call Us Skeptical. Why are gods so weak? That's right, throwing down that gauntlet. The show where we are actually looking for viewpoints that disagree with our own. That's right, we are a skeptic channel, including the two schmucks that you see before you. Am I burning yet? It doesn't burn. But if you believe that the Earth is 6,000 years old, flat, both of those things because they seem to go together, or that evolution is a hoax. James, did you hear it's just a theory?
Yeah, or that Popeyes is somehow better than KFC.
James, that's so silly. All fried chicken is good in my stomach. But yes, come one, come all, atheist or theist, liberal or conservative, just hopefully somewhere hit do. We love you, TOS. We love you, ads. Sponsored by Quaker Oats. Though all of you are sending love, we're sending love out to you. You can do many fantastic things. You can like that big old button that you can hit.
It's a lot of fun.
It is indeed. And it helps the algorithm go, hey, this content is okay. It's not about 7-Eleven being a part-time job. It's so sad, James. Most of them now work full-time there. So sad. Anyway, we're sending love. You can follow on Twitch. Oh, my goodness. That's right. Not youtube.com/Amy Newman, but twitch.tv/Amy Newman Skeptic. Because there's another...
X. Are we on X? We still are on X.
We have apparently always been on X. Am I the only one? I can't tell if this is sour grapes or I'm just actually happy that Twitter has been destroyed. Because it has been the bane of my, can't say existence, but like right over here for a good amount of years. That like the press and media and other people have taken Twitter seriously. Like for some reason, when people said stuff on there, it was as serious as like other places that aren't like a discussion board. But as far as I could tell, it was not only a discussion board, but it was like a discussion board where you can only go with statements. Not to be, I'm sorry if you're eating, but generally speaking, Twitter was of communication. And so
at first it was 140 characters. They eventually like raised it, but
yeah. Yes. And then they're like, well, we could do the thing that makes us unique, or we could just try to go towards everyone and compete with every other communication device, which is what they all do. YouTube had to make, hashtags real popular because that came from a Twitter. It comes from SEO, but it was really popular. They cared about it on that. And then because of TikTok, they had to do the long screen. They now make shorts.
People would you'd see like official tweets from like government. They be broken up into like 7 parts because of 140 character limit. So tweet 1 of 7, tweet 2 of 7, just to
and I get it. You're
to
trying
like
to
3
go
paragraphs
to where the public is, but if you think that it is a type of media where they're not writing the Declaration of Independence, I guess is what I'm saying on Twitter. And now they can't because it's X or some bullshit. See, what kills me on the inside with that, just from this is how I know he was trolling and he didn't want it, and now it's just gonna die because it was sold
he tried
to
to
someone.
back out of it.
Exactly. Is that if he wanted it, he would have found it x.com and just copied the vast majority of the API or the code, whatever he wanted, because he owned of it, and he could have just borrowed the pieces and separated out a platform and made X its thing. But he's like, and just
so much work.
I mean, in essence, he just changed the domain name, but he kind of killed it because the branding was everything. Because it's tweet, it is Twitter, and you're tweeting.
Xing. Now you're Xing.
Now you're Xing, which doesn't have any innuendo in it. That's what I like about it. You X me, I'll X you. X me later. But we're on there still, probably. So in the back there of the internet, hi. Anyway, the reason you could all do this is because once you do, you can gain access. You can subscribe. I almost was able to say that word very fast. You are able to subscribe. A sub. That's a very important word. Get on your knees and subscribe. Unless you're a dominant, then get someone else on your knees. Anyway, subscribing. And then it gains you access to that bell icon, which when hit to all will gain access to either seeing our premieres, which we're trying to do more of again. Woo! We just saw our Patreon-a-thon premiere. Or if you are we'll talk about soon a Patreon, you may have saw it live. But if you're live right now because of that bell icon, what is up, everyone? What is up? You are Victoria. Hello, hello. What is up? Is it Tubin Taban? What is up, Spooky? What is up, Brian Stevens? What is up, Uncle Beck? Another great content creator you should check out. What is up? God equals the square root of -1. And it's true. I'm like, I can bench more than any god. And that is kind of what we're talking about today. I mean, we'll go, even as we're shouting out, I will send it out in the chat.
You're the best when you're the only one, right? I mean,
but they can't pass the bottle test. In fact, they always find the bottle test insulting. And that, quite simply, is I have a bottle on my desk. All I want this god to do is make this bottle go a few inches, pick or centimeters, whatever you would like. Please, just can you make it hover? In fact, if you could do a foot, that would really be impressive. They seem to do that in the olden days, all sorts of magic tricks.
God can part the Red Sea. He can walk on water. He can kill. He can do whatever he wants, okay? He is not interested in your paltry little,
I know.
Move my bottle. Ooh, yeah. Oh, my child has cancer. Please, God, could you please, if it's not to cure my child? No, I can't. I'm too busy. Fuck you.
Yes. But very specifically, God will not be tested, except tonight, right now. Please lift the bottle. Thank you so very much, Norfolk. What is up? I will be granting wishes after the stream is over. Though, always be careful with wishes. We've seen this in Mighty of a Folklore. It sounds easy, but then, they always bite you in the butt. Unless you're into being butt in the butt, and then, hey, that might actually be a good thing. What's up, davegar and Judith and everybody? Keep on saying hi, and we'll keep on. Oh my goodness, I have to. Can I read it on full? Just because it's such a simple from the YouTuber. Yo, look
totally
how Ethico
serious.
rhymes. Look how it
Totally
syncs up.
serious. How many forward slashes in that?
That is interesting.
More comedy
Ultimated.
genius out
I
there.
have to ask, are you telling me that your home directory is in the Meadow Onto Ethico categorically, but then you start to have, it's not subdomains, you just start to continue on into other web pages in your biblically indirected direct onto ethico epistemological,
comedy genius of our day.
It's okay though. He only nests it. What do we got? And one more because we got and then at procreation is like the after story because we have biblical, Jado, Christianity, Meadow, Onto, Ethico, Epistomasigus. Oh wow! If you were fighting Harry Potter, I just want to put out there that you would win. Bye, chat. Also, I just want to add in here, you are missing one very specific epistemological term, and that it's actually by Felicia. I just want to point that out. Huh. But yes, I'm pretty sure. Maybe, probably. What's up, all of our atheists?
Meta-ontologically, by Felicia.
Every time you say that, we should be adjusting like a tie.
Meta-theontologically.
Exactly. But yes, what is up, everyone? Keep on saying hi to us. Hi. What? Yes, probably. Good times. That will make you just rub pillows.
Bayesian analytically.
We got, I forget which question in Randolph stream. Lovely Taco Teach Up X sending love. But I asked him something and he did seem a little bit confuzzled and he began to go into well, it's probably Bayesian analysis. We were talking about it was a theist. We were talking about what's the puddle argument? Fine-tuning argument.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember. There are specific prongs that I thought are just nails in coffins. Like, I asked him, what would you expect with a universe without a god? He said, no conscious life. And I said, okay, there we go. We have our first prong. And I said, well, there's only a little bit of life.
That we know of, yeah.
That we know of. Do you expect, if there were more life, would that be more of an estimate that we, a god would be out there? And I'm trying to remember what he said. I think he began to waffle on that point because the first point's always clear. And then after that, because if you put these two together and you say that we only have a little bit of life, then it may be that there's not that much evidence for fine-tuning.
If there's more life, does that mean there's more gods?
Yes, triple the gods. What's up, what's up, Zokalex?
Hey, everybody.
But we'll start to shout everything out. I have ways. We'll do the shilling, but as much as I love shilling, I'm going to actually send the StreamYard out while we're shilling. If you are a skeptic or a, we know you, you're an
Sane, rationally
atheist.
minded
Yes.
person.
Agnostic, metaphorical, whatever the fuck, then you may have to wait behind stage while we shill or while we get others on. But if you are a young earth creationist, oh my, do you have the golden ticket? But
The
yes,
vaccine comes out and you think, hey, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I don't want to get sick.
yes, vaccines do cause adults. That's another one. Someone said something about vaccines, like, "Oh, that's your vaccine brain over there." And here's my number one test for anyone that is anti-vaccine. What is a vaccine? That's all I want to know. What is a vaccine? Because the moment I asked him that, he said, oh, we don't want to talk about that. We don't?
It's very complicated.
It's very complicated. By the way, I'll give everyone the cheat sheet. Hold on, let me look it up. Okay, it turns out that a vaccine is just the virus that we have killed. And we inject that into our body so that our body can have
More or less.
an analogous blueprint on what it's working with so that it can go and make, I know this is their word they love, natural immunities. Natural doesn't really mean good, but that is what it's doing. It's going and now saying, we know what to attack, and it's able to go after it. Vaccines, science, it works. But also, so does this link. But we'll start shilling. Keeps the lights on.
But there's preservatives, and they put that thimerosal, that mercury derivative, they put that in the vaccines that is like 1/10,000th the amount of mercury you'd get from eating a shrimp, but it's still in there.
Indeed. Once again, I'm okay. I'm okay with everybody drinking whatever water you got out there. So hopefully you're getting, we don't want something like a Flint, Michigan, but generally speaking, we are able to take in trace amount of chemicals.
We all do. It's all in our water.
Yes.
Nothing completely pure, unfortunately.
And it is offensive to say that vaccines cause autism. It's mostly offensive because you're wrong. It does not. But that link is on screen. Like I said, if you disagree with anything we say, please come in and tell us. And what's up, Dr. I always say it wrong, Dr. Diano. Because Dr. Dino is taken. There's a true Dr. Dino on there.
You riding my coattails, you're using my name to get notoriety and views. I see how it is.
I don't think he's going to be around a lot longer.
Who knows?
Yeah, send Papa Kent. But what is up? Purple rhymes with orange.
A cut of that.
Buy DVD number 5.
We're tax deductible now. We're 501c3.
Once again, I say this right before or as we're shilling. However, James, we pay taxes
because I have more. You want to know how many tax liens I have, Amy?
James, I pay every tax I owe. Every tax I owe.
I have more tax liens than you've got balls.
Which is weird, is they really do create their own little, like... I understand wanting to create community, but they create their own little islands where they can just control people. These people,
Cults.
Because it does feel like the adventure part is like the front. Like, come on, kids, it's got a dinosaur. Don't you love dinosaurs? We don't think anything scientific about them, but we got a big old one over here.
We could read you a lot of bullshit from the Bible and pretend they're in there if you want. I mean,
That's right.
we'll pretend. Oh yeah, they're in there. Yeah.
James, did you know the book actually did say a thing? I do just want to point that out.
Well, that's the like if you listen to people who have like worked at Dinosaur Adventureland, because I remember I asked Cindy this like, is there just like that much work to do there, or does Kent just like to boss people around and be an asshole? Because there'll be people who like, well, over the course of working a 10 or 12-hour day, you are at times going to, sit down, take a break for a minute. Nobody can just go 10, 12 hours straight. But I mean, they'll be doing that. They'll just sit down for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then Ken will be like, "What are you doing? I'm not running a retirement home here. Get back to work." Like, I've done everything I'm supposed to be doing.
Because you see who people are when you have power, and so technically, that's also how you know it's a scam. Is he's like, "Come on and live for free." Of course, as many people will say, the first day is free. The second day is you got a hand and we got a shovel.
Which I don't think it's fine. Don't think most people mind doing some work, even on a volunteer basis, but to be driven there like a slave, like you're working like 12-hour days and you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, and it's not enough. You've got to do more. You can't take a break. You've got to, while he'll go in and
push
take a nap.
Push it to the limit.
He'll go in and take a nap during the day. He takes a break when he gets winded, being a 67-year-old man. But other people who are that age or older, no. You have to just keep working.
Of course, he should not be on the circuit. I think we have seen. Like, I feel like at this point we're going to be punching, Grandpa with Alzheimer's, and I want to make it very specific. I don't want to at a guy who has health problems, and he's a terrible human being. He's done lots of terrible stuff, and so Ken. Anyway, something funnier because I couldn't even. There is not even a chance in their make-believe hell that I can say. Ich bin der Gott Dr. Dino. Kent Khan Lishkment Arshk.
Yeah.
The third. Very specifically.
Well, I mean, they say he gives people like stipends, but I mean, some of them are like it's like $200 or $300 a month, like on top of the room. So it's really not much. It's not anywhere. Well, I mean, maybe in Alabama it's minimum wage, but most places it wouldn't be considered.
Also,
he gets away with that because it's
because it's religion, and it's tax deductible. He basically cuts it both ways. I was gonna say he does it both ways, but then that would be me.
I pay every tax I owe.
Yeah. Sending love to Emmer. What is up? 5G upgrade your neurons.
Speaking of that, so I saw in the news speaking of preachers, I saw on the YouTubes the other day one of the officers who was involved in the George Floyd incident back in 2020 came up. He was like Two Tao or one of.
Oh, you went in. Now you're out. James, no. Sometimes we get summoned by Satan. We share a timeshare with Gilbert in hell. Oh, he's back. What's up, Halmadad? What's up, everybody? Solar Cat. I am.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Anyhow, so he came up for his sentencing on aiding and abetting to manslaughter, whatever he was charged with, and instead of talking about being remorseful and apologizing, he just gave like a Christian sermon for like 25 minutes. Just talked about the New Testament, talked about Jesus, gave a fucking Christian sermon in the court. And even the judge was like, I kind of would have hooked for like an apology more than preaching, but okay.
Okay.
But that's the thing in our culture. So many people look at that as like, yes, this is virtue signaling. This is he is a good person because he is a Christian. He is a man of faith. He reads the Bible. He takes this shit seriously, and
Super seriously.
that's how we know that he's a good person. Um, so, of course, he was a Christian, and he said he, in fact, was carrying a Bible on the day this incident took place. And he was a Christian before that. And, yet kind of hard to imagine Jesus would have left his knee on the guy's neck or let somebody else leave it on there for 9 minutes. I don't think that would have happened, but
it was
whatever.
The Christian thing to do, James.
But you see, Amy, here's the thing. He was a Christian before that, and he read the book, but he never really understood it, Amy. He never really it never really clicked with him. He was a Christian, but he wasn't like a real Christian in the truest sense of the word. Yeah, he never fully repented. He never really understood the meaning, but he gets it now, Amy. He gets it, and God is powerful.
James, I'm looking at the center, and there's no lady like you're supposed to see. It goes like here to here. You hold it open, and it's weird, completely missing.
No, you do that with the Bible, and the Apostle Paul comes out on a centerfold. Erotic pictures with the Apostle Paul.
Oh my! James, I will say, just putting out there, a dude, first century, just very into wearing long robes, having long hair, hanging out with the guys. I just feel like we know whose team that he'd be playing for, but they, I guess they send those people to hell. Anyway, sending so much love. Exactly. Just sending such an important point. Yes, exactly. There is no correlation is even causation, but there is not a causation between being able to get if you have an allergic reaction to something that is an actual thing, if you're just allergic to shellfish or something, or a peanut allergy or something, these are things that you need to look out for. However, just a vaccination or getting a blueprint so your own body can fight a virus will not
from Satan.
I'm saying we also should not look at autism as something that you can get, because it's just something of who someone is as being neurodivergent. I can't help it. I'm also, I'll keep talking about while we have our StreamYard up. Well, I won't talk about it before we shill, because I feel like the shilling is it at least we should to the people who support us. It's our love back and forth, James. It's like a 69, I like to think, probably.
I haven't seen that video yet. I'll take your word for it.
It's up there. But I mean, a creationist, young Earth, we're not holding you back. There's no one that, there's nothing holding you back, except for any good of evidence ever, really. Really bad arguments that are just obfuscation and mental gymnastics. And I'm actually going to the ADD saw it notices, and that good girl.
Amy D. You've been
diagnosed with ADD. Have I? Wait. Yes. I'm kind of. It's because I haven't spoken to that one specifical specific presuppositionist in a while that I kind of want to speak with him again. But I feel like that must mean that there's a specific kink that I must have in the BDSM community. I need to tell Rachel because I don't know what it is. I had a taste with J. Robin, and it was, I can't tell if it was fun or like it's like a roller coaster, but eventually you need an Excedrin. Does that make sense?
No.
Actually, it's not like a roller coaster.
But
It's more like a maze. That's a better analogy because really they have their scripts. And it's fun going through the script. And it's always, every once in a while you get to sit on top of the maze and look up at them and be like, hey, while we're doing this, anything about your views at all? And they're like, whoa.
I don't have any views.
I'm pretty sure that was the scientific thing that they say. But yes, there's many ways that you can support the show. You can send in super chats. It's an amazing way. Whoever those random super chatters are, we can interact with them, or it's just a way that you can support the show. They're similar to super thanks, which are after the show if you're seeing this afterwards. Heyo. But also, we have our channel membership with our evolving badge system. I have been, because of the new badge that we've been put up there, it feels weird having two of me. Like, I get it. My name is in the thing, but still, it's kind of like... So I want to add more of... Maybe we'll figure out another James, or maybe a cat, or maybe a bunch of other stuff. I've been trying my hardest. You know what's the saddest thing, James? Is I thought of 3 different okay icons, and yet they all lead to like butts. And it's like, if you have to use butts as the joke, it better be like something very specific, or I feel like it's just like cursing. It needs to be used very sparsely. But it's just like, you can't say like the watchmaker argument is ass. I had a thought where it just said nothing, and then the icon was just nothing. And I'm like, well, I can do that myself. I could go into Photoshop and just write nothing. Do that in Paint. So I need to think of more good icons, because I do. We have a good round of them.
If anyone has any suggestions?
Yeah, I like them to be timeless. Like, for whatever reason, like some of them are just really funny. Like, our 2 very specific ones always make me laugh. Like, a book says a thing, it's very specific, and yet it fits into such a small format. And then the other, look at the trees. Can't you just look at the trees? Maybe this is why these arguments aren't prevailing anymore, because if they could fit into an icon, they might not be that great. See, like, I can't put... I'm trying to think of a time... You can't make a Timus Aquinas icon. I could make a Muhammad icon, but that might be the end of our channel. Dude.
Why is the stream? Oh, well, that's because we're asking people to call and answer that question if they want to call in, tell us why gods are so weak, why they can't do really anything.
They seem, they're kind of puny.
These today, I mean, they used to do shit all the time, but
all the good miracles.
He just decided that he's not going to do stuff like that anymore because that's just what he decided to do. And
but I will say, purple rhymes with orange, sending love out there. There is at least one chibi version of James. That's right. Hashtag is a myth. That can apply, I think, to a lot. But if you were to ask James very specifically, he's going to tell you that Jesus is a myth. Jesus. Also, I'm going to cough.
Moses, a myth also. You see, Amy, I just go one prophet further than you do.
It's true. Well, you know what my big shtick is? I'm now getting on a big Bert Irwin kick. And so my mythicist or not a mythicist is a 50-50% because to me it doesn't matter. To me, the most interesting thing now is that Jesus, if he actually existed, either of them, many of them, whatever it was, he didn't think he was a god. And so that the religion really was, in essence, created 100 years afterwards. Once again, if you disagree with me, right down there. If you disagree with James, right down there. But we have some love. Sending love. Can I ask, why is this stream? Oh, you were answering that. What is up, Raw Gold Gaming? That's right. If anyone would like, they can join the StreamYard. We are talking, why are gods so weak? It comes every once in a while. We get a topic that just, is James' pet peeve. Every once in a while, this is my pet peeve, which is we're always like, why can God not do very trivial things? And the reason they sound ridiculous, like lifting a bottle, can God do our taxes, is because, well, they seem to not be able to do so and claim all powerfulness. At least that's what their followers say. So if you disagree, agree, I'll pin it up in Twitch as well. There we go. It's in there. If you would like to join Twitch, here is the Twitch.
If you're not a bitch.
It's even sent into Twitch because that's the thing that it is. But speaking of sending love, and then we'll do the rest of our shilling, and then we have Stephanie, our first skeptic on the clock. But, if you are a young Earth creationist, we're still sending love out to you there. If you think God is strong, please come tell us why. This is your chance. You will get priority because I'm trying to think of nice ways to say it. We should always do it the other way.
You should.
Never mind. Anyway, Aubrey, because we're always like, well, the skeptics wait because they're sane and rational. But Aubrey giving us $5.
Happy
accidents. My. It just so happens that I just so accidentally dropped some support in there.
Oops.
Anyway, thank you so very much, Aubrey. We are calling us skeptical. We're asking why God's so cutie, and even virtual things seem more real than this God. Oopsie-doodle. Thank you so very much, Aubrey. Sending so much love. And sending love to all of our channel members we were talking about in there. You can see them as well as our evolving badge system in the description. The gears, sometimes they need to turn. But the best way to help us
Do they turn?
and support the channel is by going to our Patreon at patreon.com/Amy Newman. And we now have Patreon exclusive content, at least if you want to see it live. If you want to see our new Patreon only show, it is there. And then after it gets recorded with our patrons, we release it as a premiere to the whole channel. But that and more and other perks by going to patreon.com/Amy Newman. It's in chat. That's the Shilly McShillingness, except for our shout outs, our final shout outs. That's right. Sending love. And it's our call-in show. So we are going to still do the speed version. Doot, 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 doot. Copyrighted song cut out. YouTube? Huh. Anyway, Sending so much love to Dale Pastel. Thank you so much, Dale. Reminding us that we're just looking for a little bit of empirical evidence. Not a lot. If you could just put a little on our desk. In fact, if you could move the cup just to be on topic, cover the branding. Sponsored by Sugar Water. James, did you know that electrolytes, it has what plants... Brondo, it has what plants crave. Anyway, it's got electrolytes. As well as davegar, reminding us the world is round. It's thick. It's young and old because it's 4.5 billion years old, and yet it is going to be around for at least another 4.5 billion, and the universe is a baby, if you think about it.
It's got trillions of years left.
Trillions of years. But no, 6,000 is a big number, definitely. No, it's not about the size of your universe. It's how you didn't use any science to make that number up. Anyway, sending love to James Wolfe. Woo! We howl at the moon. He may be in bed right now. That's okay. Or at least it's the opposite time. Woo! And I can't actually go outside right now. It would burn my skin. However, sending love to James and sending love to Chris Disciple, reminding us that we have many fantastic atheist and theist, Christian, Muslim, as long as you're skeptic, you are part of the Skeptic and Ranting community, our brothers and sisters. Also, one more extra shout out. I remembered James, Wolfe, and Sven from our Patreon-a-thon. They were both there. So thank you very much. And come see more future episodes. But thank you so much, Chris, as well as the lovely and fabulous, the amazing Rachel Holen, reminding us that you should not be taking slaves from the nations around you. Objectively evil. However, if you go to like a goth club and you find a femboy that he consents to being chained to your bed, that's just hot. What are we talking about? Anyway, sending love, Rachel.
Still not objectively hot.
Oh no, that's more of a subjective thing. That's like ice cream. But don't come to me with, our slavery could just be good. It could be the biblical slavery could just be, they could have been a works program. Okay, that's nice. But if they just had the morality of the day, then it's not objectively. You're telling me that your mind. Yes, because I think the only objectivity can be debated among the atheists. I think that it's an eternal mind, and yet because it's eternal, the mind somehow, and it makes random choices in the choose your own adventure. And yet, when they look stupid to us, we just have to think it's 40. It's so smart, it looks stupid, James. It's like, what was that guy? Like Mr. Bean? The movie. He would like do a movie where he'd do like silly things. He'd be walking, and then he'd be,
Johnny English.
Probably something like that.
What was that? The Mr. Bean movie where he destroyed that painting, Whistler's mother. Yeah, that was
fun. Anyway, sending
Burt
love
Reynolds
so much.
Movie of all people.
Whenever I think of Burt Reynolds, I think of Norm Macdonald now. I don't know why. I think he had a Burt Reynolds
impersonation. Live Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Is that him? Was that him on Celebrity Saturday Night Live?
That was.
Good times.
Good times indeed. Comedians. I'm going back up on stage. I couldn't book this Wednesday. I had to do what's it called? They booked me for next one. God, they're too weak to join the live stream. It's true. All we have is one fabulous, fantastic Stephanie behind stage. We only have 2 more shout outs. And if we make it through these 2 shout outs, without I probably will. I'll probably do my very quickly be right backing. But if in those two things, if no
then I'll
creationist
have to
joins,
do my going.
or you have to go
hour.
at 4 in an hour. Well, we have 1 hour.
Roughly an
Oh, I'll be
hour.
back in under an hour. Give me 2 minutes. But yes, I mean James does have a timeout. Just poop has
Here
to go
in
in
our
an hour.
capitalist utopia of America, here we
James,
celebrate Labor Day by doing more of it.
by more labor, but the creationists never join until we could be going out at hour 3. We'd be going out at hour 5. They would come out at hour 2 hour and 30, and they would be coming out at hour 4 hour and 30.
What, you want to talk to me? You afraid?
Running away? No, we have 1 foot out the door. It's been out the door. We should have left 20 minutes ago. We love spending it here with you.
1 foot on your nutsack.
Well, and I mean, it's been open already. We've been open for at least 20 plus minutes. It's pinned, and so I mean, I'll send the StreamYard out there, but I don't think that's the problem. I think
that tail is not pinned on the back of her body.
Yeah. You don't understand, James. It moves so fast, and English is so right there, and other reasons.
The Amy Newman flagellum.
Yes.
Amy Newman has a flagellum.
I have a counter to Kalam, and now they just don't do Kalam. The amount of that was my other thing I was talking about. Just so much contingency. That's the new thing. What's up, bad size? Can we send Amy a femboygram? Is there a femboygram? Oh my goodness. Yes, you can. Whether that is or not, the answer is yes. But the two last, but certainly not least, the people, they really do send us a lot of love. Let them love. To Ian Davenport, reminding us that these apologetic arguments, they kind of suck. Watchmaker, make me a watch. But not an argument. That they can't do. Hey, I know this is very random, but I can't help but thinking about it. Do you know what Dylan Mulvaney's background is?
What's that?
Show theater. She worked in the Book of Mormon. That was her really big claim to fame. Yeah, she was just one of the more background characters, but she worked on Broadway in the Book of Mormon. Kind of cool. Just very random. James, you do research when you do bits, though I'm done with the Bud Light bit and all the others. I'm moving on to other stuff.
Yeah, they're already drinking it again. They're like, who cares?
Well, they want it. They want that stuff to be an issue more than I do, and so it's like, I'm sure the global corporations will be okay. They'll be okay. I do hope they eventually get their backbone back. That is what's going to happen. Well, they never really did have a backbone, but
they've always been sellouts. Yeah.
Yes, and I guess that now
they just thought it was profitable for them to.
Exactly. My heart breaks a little bit for the Target one. I understand that they have to pull things. The justification is employee safety because there were people going in there and destroying the displays, the merchandise, and when the
security
staff and security were stepping in, that means, what do you think? They're getting into fights because they're not going to stop. You come into a Target to destroy a display, you're not going to stop from a hey, stop, a please. But it's disheartening because we knew that a lot of it was paper thin. I'm hoping that we get some, it's not about being woke. And if it is, then stick with it. Well, it's complicated.
If it works, do it. But yeah.
Can I tell you, James? I feel like our time was 10 years ago. Like, I get it.
It was.
Like, I have very vivid times of us being on the television, but we're all using computers now. Like, and so it's the cat wants in. It's an annoying era because they are being. I mean, that's what reactionaries do. They react, but it just means that now we're gonna have stupid arguments over the first world problem. And once again, I just said you won't hear the words cancel culture for a little while anymore because there are people doing canceling out there. All right. They're not the liberals right now. I'll tell you what. I'm not saying that any which side doesn't do it. I think I've been pretty consistent on the cuddly side of politically incorrectness and not having a filter and all that. I'm tangenting so much, but it annoys me. I guess what my thing is brands have a backbone. If you are going to stick up for someone or stick by someone, I'm putting my cart before the horse. You're going to have an advertising campaign. Stick by your girl or your guy or everything in between. It's my final rant because we got to move on. Anyway, Rejos sending so much love. Boo-doo-boo-ba-doo-boo. Because we have a skeptic Bible study. It gets very old-timey. Thou shalt stab Becca in the throat. No, not Becca. Love Becca. But yes.
Okay, stab Martha then.
Yeah, stab Martha. Well, it's exposition or murder. Exposition or murder. And all right, those are our supporters. Thank you all out there for giving us all the love. I'm going to be right back 1 second. And unless no creationist comes in, we're going to the skeptic side. We're going to people who agree with us. And Stephanie is the first to come on. Oh, not Patreon. As much as I love shilling. Not that one. That one. And so I'll be right back, James. But then... Oh, you do not agree with me. Oh. Okay. I guess even better. Well, I'm going to be right back anyway. And then we're going to bring on Stephanie. But I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was going to say she might not. She doesn't always agree on things like that. But anyway, hope everybody's having a good holiday. So I got like another 40 minutes to be with you guys. Wish we could have gone a little earlier, but it is what it is. Times are... we all have our time constraints that we have to run by, so that just is what it is. But hopefully everybody had at least some time today to spend with their families and friends, loved ones. Aside from servicing our capitalist overlords, may they make even more money. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing good out there, having a good day. And we'll get Stephanie on momentarily. Lots of craziness going on out there. Lots of, on the theistic side, I'm always looking for crazy videos that they are pumping out. And by the way, they always are pumping out crazy stuff. Crazy end times predictions. What else did I see? I saw that the Lutheran Christian, as a devout Christian, lives in Kansas, named Dennis Rader, also known as the BTK serial killer. Now they are investigating him for more murders that he probably committed before the ones that he's in prison for, the 10 that he confessed to. He's only confessed to murders that he knew would not subject him to the death penalty. Now, these other ones might, so he's hemming and hawing about that, even though he's probably too old to ever be executed. The guy's pushing 80, and his daughter who hadn't speak to him in 18, hadn't seen him in 18 years since he went to prison. Went in prison and saw him for the first time. Tried to get him to come clean about these other people that he may have killed. And yeah, interesting case. I've been watching that case before he got caught. Actually, it was one of the more intriguing unsolved murder cases. If you like true crime stuff like I do, but yeah, they caught him. Actually, tracked him down at his church of all things. He, circa 2005, sent the police a floppy disk, and they were able to recover a file on that disk that made reference to his church and had his name in the header. So that's one way that they zeroed in on him. But obviously, yeah. His sentencing, he turned that into a little mini Christian sermon too, which, yeah, of course, vast majority of Christians wouldn't condone or do anything like that. It's just interesting. Anyhow.
Ooh. Ding. James, we might have lost James.
Hello?
Oh, you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can.
Yeah, I was saying the true crime, the BTK serial killer, they now suspect him of more murders before the 10 that he's in prison for. You remember, Amy, he was the president of his Lutheran congregation when they arrested him in the planning stages of committing.
Oh, you went out again. But sending love, I will say I see Disciple Day back there. I will probably give Stephanie and then you time. I think she's just away for a half second. But then, oh, I see her now.
Here she's back. She's back.
All right. We're going to switch. James, you said you have how much time?
About 40 minutes.
All right. So we'll give 15, 20 minutes each because they say they both have disagreements. With that, we're going into it. We are going to have a tradition to say, yes, we do. Going in 3, 2, 1. Let's have some fun. Call me skeptical. Why are God so weak? Woo-hoo. What's up, Stephanie?
Not much. If Disciple Day only has a couple of minutes, I don't want to hold things up. But I don't think that gods are weak. I think that gods are tremendously strong. Actually, I think that since they're emanations of the human imagination, and since the human imagination is probably one of the most powerful things on the planet, I think they're terribly strong. They're everywhere. You know, they're on currency. They're in courthouses where the judges insist on them being. They're in the Pledge of Allegiance, the United States of America. They're everywhere. They're like Tinkerbell, Amy. You know, you're stronger as long as people clap harder. Just clap harder, and they're there. They just grow and grow in strength. And you know, the at least the concept of God is extremely strong in some people's hearts, minds, ways of being in the world. I just don't think that you can say that gods are weak. Gods are weak as a physical force, as something that interacts in the world, but as concepts, yeah, they're very, very strong. Very strong indeed.
Sure.
And they've got millions of dollars, and there's the whole thing. So that's my tip on it.
Sure. I would point out that what we're really talking about is how they're physically weak. They can't do anything. And to say that, talking about them as a meme would be kind of a different thing, because that's really humans doing things like getting things in our courthouse. So, for example, In God We Trust shouldn't be on the money. That's a recent thing. And so we shouldn't really look at that as a guide. We should look at that as humans doing that, and this is something we should be working to undo.
All right, let me ask you this then. Do you consider, let's take the former guy. Do you think he's strong?
The former what?
The former guy.
The former guy?
President Trump.
Oh, President Trump. Do I think he's strong? Yeah, I think he's physically stronger than a god. Yeah, in every way.
He's physically stronger than a god, but he's not physically stronger than a lot of. He can manipulate things in the real world, right?
Mm-hmm. He can pass.
But what is more important? What is more important as regards somebody like Trump? Is it his physical strength, or is it the emotional strength that motivates tens of thousands of people to try to burn down the Capitol? That's what I mean by strong. Why are they weak? They're physically weak, yes, but psychologically and inspirationally weak? No. Not at all.
But if we're trying to prove which one is real, the whole
well, now that's a different thing. No, they're not real. They're absolutely. That's where I agree. So now I will leave, and you can talk to somebody who thinks they are.
Thank you for being on, Stephanie.
But I am going to I'm going to shill a little bit.
Absolutely.
At 6 o'clock Eastern time, that'd be 1800 Eastern Daylight Time, 2200 UTC. For those of you who do the math, like +1, -1, that kind of thing. I will be on stream with Carly on my channel with Carly Chardonnay Webb, who is a reporter for Outsports magazine. And we'll be talking about trans women and sport. Not trans women in sport, but trans women and sport. So I'm really kind of chuffed about that, pretty excited. And
I couldn't help.
Get it. I was just going to say before that...
She ran away.
She went to get an accessory. She's got an accessory that she's got to get. I was going to say before that by the nature of by that measure, then you know who kicks God's butt in terms of being powerful on that scale would be Santa Claus. Like, look at him. In about a month, he's going to be on everything. He's going to be everywhere. He's going to generate billions of dollars in retail sales. He is going to be. There's going to be kids sitting on elderly people's laps, thinking they're talking to him. So it's
yeah, absolutely. And anyway, if you're going for props, I'm going to bring up the elephant in the room. So there you go.
That's actually pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, it is. I've got 3 of them. I've got 3 elephants in my room. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I'll let you guys go and get Disciple Day on here and have a nice conversation.
And we have Femboy Archangel Gabriel apparently as well. But thank you so very much.
Awesome. Come on over and come up to my place later, and we'll see you there. Bye.
Exactly. Head over to Stephanie's as well as she's on a lot of fantastic content out on the YouTubes that you should all be checking out. And all right, let's keep on going on. I'm just gonna keep one timer of timing how much is left. Disciple Day, let's have some fun. What's up, Chris? We are talking Why Are Gods So Weak? And how are you? And what are your thoughts?
I'm good. Hi, Amy. Hi, James. I have to be quick because I got to run, but I mainly want to stop in and say hi. So I got that done, and I just enjoy listening and talking. And Stephanie's always quite interesting. I thought that her topic sounds very intriguing. So if I can get to be a part of that, I'd love to listen to it.
And she makes a good point in that the memetics of it. I guess my pet peeve inspiring of this is just the physicality of a doing everything God seems so weak that it can't interact within the physical world.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's. I mean, this is just my opinion, of course. You guys know I'm no expert, but I think it boils down to, like, with the God of the Bible, which is what I'd say, right, as a Christian, I'd say either he is powerful in the sense he's all powerful, or he doesn't exist. And if he exists, it's irrelevant. Then he has no power and he is no being. But again, at face value, I don't think we would at face value read through the Bible and go, well, here's a God who's not powerful. Because you would, again, I'm not saying you would have to, but me as a Christian, I would believe he created the universe and has the power to destroy it. And so that's powerful.
So what I will grant you is that if the God of the Bible was true and it was happening within the physical universe, I would agree they would be powerful. I would say where I go in the opposite direction, I joke as a medium atheist, because there's always like soft and hard and all of this, is because I do not believe Yahweh is true. It is basically like me going, come on, do it, lift the bottle. Yeah. And I hate to say it's my poofer. I have many shticks. To even compare it, but everyone's got a shtick.
Certainly, a non-existent God is powerless in effect of what he can actually accomplish. Whereas, Stephanie brought up a good point where anything in the imagination, from God to whatever it is you're dreaming of, can have power in your life. Or, I think she said it, articulated quite well when she said the imagination is, I don't remember exact words, but quite powerful. And I don't think many of us would disagree that the imagination is powerful. But I'm talking, obviously, I know you're talking about physically. And so yeah.
I even grant Christians that they're always like, do you believe that these apostles went to the death thinking that he was the Messiah? I'm actually more skeptical on whether they went to death thinking that he was God, but did they think that he was the King of the Jews, the fulfillment of a specific prophecy? That maybe.
Yeah. I sometimes, when I have more time, but we can talk about that, because again, I was an atheist and I am a skeptic, and I had kind of a different thought, because of course I'd run in that argument before. Why were the disciples willing to die for a lie? And I do think it is very unlikely.
It could be die for being wrong. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, exactly. No, I do think it's very unlikely not anyone maybe universally, but certainly a group of people would individually die for something they knew was a lie. Not that someone wouldn't. I think someone actually might, but people do all sorts of
sure.
But for
pressure.
We can always look at scenarios.
Like Jonestown, I'm sure a lot of those 900 people knew this was bullshit, but what were they going to do? Drink the Kool-Aid and move on.
That's unfortunate. But I'll say this, and then I do have to run. I think one thing I come across quite a bit that I'm not sure is well explained. I think at least I come across a lot where I'll get this idea, well, there is no evidence for God. And I think that's a shortcut at least, because on the one hand, I would have said that as when I was an atheist. On the other hand, I would have played both sides of the coin, because I would have said, well, the reason people believed in God and created up these gods was because they didn't have understanding. And so it was kind of this idea of like a childlike view. So in their childlike view, God was obvious. And so there was some sort of self-evident property of God. That I mean, see what I'm saying? Because if we're making the argument that
well, it makes sense to me.
People believe in God.
I will say there are some. It's easy to say they were just stupid people 1,000 years ago. I have a car and a computer. I'm so much smarter than them. But to borrow on someone wiser, we stand on the shoulder of giants. And so I think we should judge people from the time period that we were. I think James and I would both agree that our big shtick isn't at getting angry at people in the past. It's about people in the present trying to take that past and apply it incorrectly to the future. Because there are some things you could say like, well, it says be nice to others. Can't I do that forever? It's like, okay, yes, you can find that in the Bible and fortune cookies. You can find both of those things. However,
Kenobi found dinosaurs in the Bible.
Found dinosaurs. Setting, so we were supposed to make, there was a dinosaur joke I missed. Oh, I think it was from Ember, who was just like, oh yeah, dinosaurs. No, but we don't want kids here at Dinosaur Adventureland. But they don't target kids.
All the ones who didn't die had a great time, Amy.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll tangent if you don't.
So the thought was, though, I think when we look back historically at it, at least, the idea was, in this pre-scientific, I'll say, period, that this is where the logic led to a god, and that doesn't make it right logic. That's not what I'm saying. It was. People looked at the world just like they do now. And they said, how do we make sense of the things that don't make sense and some other things? And so there was a sense in which, and I really believe this, there's a sense in which God, and I'm not arguing for it here, I'm just expressing a thought, was obvious. Like that was the obvious answer. And I
agree with you and be super spicy about it, though, that you may say tip your fedora. I agree with you. But what I see all the religions. You do this in both movies, video games, and fan fiction. And what you have is an established canon. And everybody who is newest always loves everything that came before. Everything that came before is amazing. By the way, everyone who came after, I don't know if you know this, corrupt as shit. And so... Yeah, this is how, because if you just look, that you have the Christians who will say, the Jews, they had it right. They forgot this, the newest DLC, but we still love the Torah, the Tanka. We call it the Old Testament. But then there's this branch off again of after the Christians, and you have the Muslims, and I would say the Mormons, and they both look at Christianity and they go, oh my goodness. We love the Christians and the Jews and all. Oh, you don't get it, but this is the trilogy, the final. And so, to us at least, it's just a scripture battle, and we let you guys have that fight.
And just so, at least here, I'm not talking about this view of Christianity, this view of religion's right versus other views. I'm actually just talking about there's a sense in which God was the obvious answer. And I'm not saying that as we increased in knowledge, understanding, and study, that evidence didn't transition or disappear, right? But I'm saying it wasn't. I think sometimes we can give this caricature idea of like, well, there's just no evidence for God whatsoever, and there never has been. And I don't think that's genuine.
Can I tell you? And once again, agreeing with you and them being spicy, which I'm sorry, but it's always at it right back at me.
It's Labor Day.
I think that the very I'm trying to think of the word that we had, the not multiplier, specifier. The word that we use now is we're looking for good evidence, because you're right in that it isn't true that we don't have any evidence for a God. We have books that claim to be representation of God's word. We have believers that will tell us that they have spoken to God. And so
We have artifacts. We have the
we
Shroud
have
of Turin.
artifacts, Shroud of Turin. We have all of these different types of evidence. Now, what I will tell you, we have arguments. You could say the contingency and Pascal's wager and all this stuff.
I think that's a form of
Problem
evidence.
with all of this is, to an atheist, at least a skeptic, I think, who has run through all of it, we go, okay, but if it's bad, if we just label 0 to bad for us, and we go bad, 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 it gets us to God equals 0. God, still nothing for God. And so I agree with you. There is evidence. I would say James and I and other skeptics, we just don't, or at least, depending on the
Not
religious
convincing.
denomination, because I should
Yeah.
say, because you're a skeptic, but a skeptic of specific religious denomination.
Well,
That's what
yeah,
I
and when I say skeptic, I guess it's to my interpretation, but I'm a skeptic of
Sure.
all things, really. And I was certainly a skeptic of Christianity, and I'm still a skeptic of psychic powers and those kind of things. And I think we've talked before that before he became
You need to do
more
episodes,
popular on the
man.
internet, I was following James Randi and doing those things. So, but again, so I just, and I'm not saying you guys, because you guys always seem quite sincere, even though you have a lot of fun with it, which I really enjoy. I think having good humor is one of the greatest ways we can approach one another, right? Because if we don't have some,
I agree.
because humor is also rooted often in humility. It's like, listen, I think all of us, at least on the speaking right now, can go, hey, we have strong thoughts, and certainly there are facts in this world, and then there's a lot where it's just kind of we take with good humor because we really don't know, and it's fun to discuss.
Exactly.
And so that's what keeps it not only civil but enjoyable for me. But anyway, so my point was not you guys per se, but I do run into it quite a bit where someone says, well, there's no evidence.
In fact, Disciple Day,
yep.
While you're doing that, would you mind? I'll give you your last point, because we only have like 5 or 10 more minutes left. We're gonna give it to Femboy. I love saying that sentence, though who knows what their views are. But we love having you here, Disciple Day and Chris.
Yep. So
and yes,
I don't need to make a point, because that's not my point. Even I just want to say, have a great day. It was really surprising to see you guys on early, because I don't pay attention until I also see you on, and so it's fun to be awake and talking versus half asleep and talking. But thank you guys. I really love and appreciate what you do, and just always enjoy my time here. I'm always treated with respect, and hopefully I treat you guys with love and respect as well. So have a good day. Thanks for the show.
Have a great day, Chris.
Move on. Bye, guys.
You absolutely do, and sending so much love, Chris. Keep on coming on. Oh, I did the wrong thing. What I wanted to say, we just have to do 2 very quick things. Sending love to Chris. Thank you so much for being here. He is always just an amazingly supportive individual and a nice guy. And just the universe out there. What was I wanted to send to, speaking of Sumami, I saw that she gave lots of love out there, sending love. I do love this hat. I can't help it. I love taking it. I went to a sports ball game the other week or a few months ago, or however long ago, and it was just funny watching everyone react to it. As well as there was a specific love as well. My mind. Come on, button clicking. Sending love to the Sinister Porpoise that says, now that I think about it, Dr. Droom. I'm trying to think if that's supposed to be Dr. Doom, or is that a cat joke? Has
Just read it
4
first.
fantastic
Yeah. I'm sure it means
reasons
something.
to hate Keith Richards. Damn you. Damn you, Fantastic Four. Sure. There's going to be a new Fantastic Four movie, and I think they're going to be a part of the... It is Doom. Okay. Normally it's
Doom?
me.
Oh.
We call that pulling an Amy, because I can't spell. A hot, fantastic secret right there. But yes, now that I think about it, Dr. Doom has 4 fantastic reasons to hate Keith Richards. Sending so much
Reid
love,
Richards.
Sinister Orbis.
He says.
Is it Reid
Groom
Richards?
and Reid Richards. Yeah.
Oh, Reid Richards. Oh, right. Right. And Doom and Reid Richards. See? I just... he is... he died so quickly in the last movie. Spoiler alert. Because they were just using him. Though, did he really? Because it was in one version of a universe. And they could probably pull another Reid Richards from another one. But it was, what's it called? From, not Community, Office Space? The American version of Office Space. He's the guy that's supposed to look
Office
adorable.
Space was
That's the most horrible thing, but that is like his, I swear, under his contract. It was like, be normal. That's not like a thing, right? Like, we all have our ups and our downs. It says be normal. Be fucking normal. Okay, cool down. It's a comedy show. But it's okay. He gets with Pam. It's happy. There's Pam. Who are we talking about? Keith Reid. Can't do it. Reid Richards. His son, I think he eventually gives birth in a long line to frickin' the big band that we're dealing with today. Speaking of too much fan fiction. Oh my god. Loki. Anyway, they just released a new Loki trailer. Just released like today. I do mean that. So go check out that season 2 trailer. He who remains, I'm getting closer. Anyway, thank you so much, Slicey Slicer. Thank you, Chris, for being on and for all the love and support. But let's get to it. The last 2 minutes we can. We're transitioning into it. What else could that mean? What is up, femboy Archangel Gabriel?
Hello.
Oh my. I know you are doing well. We are calling us skeptical on why are gods so weak. I hope you're doing well. What are your thoughts about the topic or anything we've been talking about tonight?
Well, it depends on which gods. Because, like, my boss, he's a lazy bastard. He's never done a damn thing. That's why we angels are around. We have to do all the heavy lifting, right?
It's true.
But, in fairness, he is over 5,000 years old. At that age, you know, your strength isn't what it used to be.
It isn't.
He doesn't even hold his dick to pee. He's got to have somebody else hold it for him to aim.
Can you imagine a prostate at 5,000? Come on.
They just don't make them like they used to.
They don't. Yeah.
But there are other gods. Like, we still see lightning and thunder. So we know Zeus and Thor are keeping busy.
Of course. It's true. I still count how long until Thor is about to hit. I go 1 Thor, 2 Thor. Oh,
That's right.
that's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's a weather joke. Tip your waitress. I'll leave now.
Very Mormon.
I'm taking this femboy with me.
We try to appear in a form that's pleasing to the eyes of mortals.
I will say, you're not doing a bad job.
It's better than the circles of eyeballs and weird angled wings and stuff like we did back in the old days.
I know everything before like Dante's Inferno and all those. You got to have like the really cool paintings. Until then, it's just like abstract and guys taking mushrooms and shit.
That was a weird time. Yeah.
Yeah. I assume that's why they were talking to a bush back then. That's the only reason I can explain.
It's a more productive conversation than talking.
That one actually, your science has covered that one. There's natural gas vents all throughout the region, and occasionally they catch fire, lightning strikes, or passing humans or something. But they also let off a lot of fumes. So if you come near a random burning spot, you might get a little loopy.
As someone who has just sniffed a lot of fumes over random vents, I completely sympathize.
Yes.
Damn it, Beamsy.
I'm trying to think. Is it voice changer or just a little bit of chutzpah?
He really is.
Sentence locked in. But it's always nice to have an ambassador of God, especially, one with long hair.
I mean, God can't be bothered to put in an appearance himself, so, it's left to the rest of us to do his repping.
That's like I said. You're saying it's better call Femboy?
Better than Femboy?
Better than Femboy?
I told you guys it was Ember before. I outed him before he even came on.
Well, I will say it's not really an outing if the swords touch. What are we talking about anymore?
I'm confused.
It does sound just like he does in a Titan.
I will say, I just feel like you should always come in with what I'm now going to call daddy tone.
This is what we call the Bible reading voice.
The Bible reading.
Behold.
Behold.
And it came to pass.
And it came... Oh, my. Did you have permission?
Work out your daddy issues, Amy.
You know
it could be a blessing.
You know my problem with my daddy issues is I was too spoiled. That the kinks are just too expensive.
You have to pray harder.
I have to pray harder. Exactly. But eventually we'll get into the kinks where people get nailed up to something. Whenever I make Jesus jokes, they never land, which is interesting. I could make actually very specific Catholic jokes. I could make Muslim jokes. I could make Jewish jokes, any type of jokes. But I have made a lot of Virgin Mary jokes, and no one finds them funny. I just want to put that. Listen, she's very sacred to her heart. Not sacred to Yahweh, but
Sacred Heart or Sacred Heart.
I mean, maybe you're just making the wrong kind of Jesus jokes. Have you tried Cat Jesus?
Oh my.
Because Cat Jesus always lands on his feet.
He's got 9 lives too, you can never crucify.
Yeah, that would have solved that issue. Just like Raptor Jesus.
No decomposition.
But I will say, you're probably going to be our final guest, Femboy Archangel Ember. And after that, I think we're going to close shop because James is going to be summoned back to hell.
Oh, no.
I know.
Now we'll have to do another summoning to bring James up again for the next show.
I have a important religious obligation for our national obsession with capitalism that I have to go partake in the sacrament of working on Labor Day. We celebrate it by doing more of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
you should just have off for that. But
Well, you know, God had created capitalism, which is why America is the greatest country in the United States.
it's why we have no homeless.
It
That's what I
certainly
like
is.
about our
It certainly
country.
is. Yeah, we're going offline soon.
Now, if I
Not-
become
not
too much of a
going
hippie,
away. I mean, I'm not going to
what?
buy a pack of cigarettes and never come back, but we'll be back another show.
That's right. Unlike God, who did go away for a pack of cigarettes and then 2,000 years
Yeah, I'll be
ago,
back. I'll be back. I
we
mean,
have still been waiting.
Listen,
any day
listen,
now,
he's-
Amy, he'll be back any day.
He's
now.
scared. I mean, humans killed him, and they still ritualistically eat his body in effigy. Who
Okay.
wouldn't be scared?
Can I just point out how weird that is? There are subtle things about Christianity. I know that's just Catholicism,
Electrolytes too. Yeah,
but like, just with the Lord and Savior thing, I'll just give as a free space, even though that's very creepy. But yes, when you're starting to put like his skin on his tongue, and you're starting to drink his blood. And then I'm like, you guys are in a blood cult. And they're like, what do you mean I'm in a blood cult? Oh, can you pass the Savior, please?
typically, Amy, only the priest drinks the blood, so they just eat the body typically.
How is that not any
They don't-
more,
they don't
more or
partake
less
in
of a
both.
cult?
In both specimens. They
Oh,
just
I'm sorry.
partake
Only the
body, yeah.
leader drinks the blood, James.
Yeah.
The chief vampire.
The chief vampire. Exactly.
The priests,
It's not
they want all
even-
that wine for themselves. That way, you can kind of tell if it's like the third mass they've done for the day. They start getting a little wobbly up there.
And it's not even a
you
good
know they-
role-playing game.
They can't pour the wine down, Amy, because that's the blood of Jesus. They have to drink all the wine.
There's gotta be, like, a pastor out there that just got a little bit too tipsy and then just... They gotta,
over.
get a little bit too touchy-feely. Or that stuff.
Oh, well.
You
You know they have, Amy, like they have a special sink back there to wash that. It doesn't go down. It goes straight like into the
like
dirt.
a nail salon?
Yeah,
It's
it doesn't go
fantastic.
into. It doesn't connect with the sewer because it would be because you're washing like the crumbs and the drops of blood down the sewer. That would be a sacrilege. So it just goes right down into the dirt instead of into the sewer. You
From
can't
the
put-
dust you come,
you
to
can't
the
put
dust you
Jesus
shall
in a
return.
sewer. Yeah, you can't put Jesus in a sewer. That would be disgusting with everybody's piss and shit.
I just
Come on.
really hope that wherever it is, like, I want like a Jesus, but it has like a little recycle sign. Just put your Jesus, recycle.
Oh, well, they actually like go around like if somebody spits the wafer out and just like balls it up in a thing, and then somebody finds it, they like have to bring it to the priest, and that's like because that's considered a sacrilege. That's a damnable sin, so they have to like dispose of that properly because it's
James,
not
there's
just a
so many
cracker anymore.
sins.
It
There's so many
is
hours in the
the,
day.
It is the body of Jesus. It has to be treated with the utmost of respect.
But once again, not a cult. That's what I like about these religious organizations.
Do you suppose they keep a tomb empty to put the unused crackers in?
Yes. I imagine you gotta have dip. Yo, listen, eating matzah plain, you better be hungry. I'm just gonna to throw it out to another religion.
That was a thing one time. A Catholic priest actually consecrated Doritos as host.
Oh my God.
He turned Jesus in. He turned Doritos into Jesus.
Let's just put it out there.
He made Jesus.
Damn it. But at that point, you know you're cheating. Like, if you are just making nacho flavored
Jesus.
Jesus, you are. like the Jews when they try and have the string thing on Saturday to make a line. Thank you so much, Sinister.
Yeah.
My goodness.
The
But
traditional
also,
Catholics lost their minds when the priest did that because they don't think the church today takes all that stuff serious, which they don't. But
I have been trying to take the Christ out of Christmas for a long time. As the ex-Jew, I just celebrate an excuse to buy a new TV season or whatever monitor or whatever I'm gonna get. It's probably gonna be a new laptop
eat
this
bacon
season.
and get a good deal on a new TV.
Did you see that the new Apple laptops, they've redesigned they used to be that super thin version, but now they're like super thin, but they're nice. They got the nice shiny black version.
Yeah, I don't buy Apple products. I'm not.
James is like, yeah, I have a phone that it says phone on the back. I know.
Real laptops have curves.
Listen, and I will always put that. I'm just gonna put that out there. So do a lot of women, if we're just being honest. What are we talking about anyway? Speaking of which, let's hand it to. We're talking about this lovely individual out here. Look at not only their cheeks and the cheekbones, but my goddess, if every femboy had that chin and that luscious long hair. Now I understand why, Sodom and Gomorrah was a thing. Even the straight men were like, listen, honey, come on.
No one can resist.
Exactly. It's like ancient Brad Pitt.
What's that? The messages Bree says she gets on, like, I'm not gay, but I'm not gay, but ...
I'm not bisexual. Their threesome just started on itself. Probably. Anyway.
Like, listen, Amy, you'll never be a woman. You're a disgusting abomination. But can you have some pics? Can you send me those pics?
God. Do you see what kills me on the inside is we used to just make those jokes. And that was like we were just doing like haha. Like we just assumed that it happened in the internet.
They're telling you you're a piece of shit, you're an abomination while they're jerking their dick.
And then they actually really do that.
Yeah, really do.
We did. We showed it up on screenshot, right? Because I couldn't. It's one of those things. It's like a Bible thing where it's like it's not until you read it, you just think that. Anyway, Femboy, Archangel Ember, we hope that you had a lovely, fantastic time.
It's been divine.
Well, your voice has been... If anyone has seen the new Solar Opposites, where you just watch, and I know, like, you're like, bitch, this is my voice. I know, but it's like when daddy comes home. It's like the difference between you're tired, but, like, the tie comes off. Does anyone get me?
When Rachel gives you that look when she's in the mood. Like, yeah. I'm tired, but we're not going to sleep. Yeah.
Listen, can I tell you, men, women, and everyone in between that gets on their knees consensually, we help this country run the world, okay? Okay, can we all just put that out there? You can give a shit. Now, look, I'm not saying I do laundry. The femboy does that. But the other of us, for all of us, the rest of us, who are on our knees doing other jobs, we salute you.
Amy has actually never seen her laundry room there. She has never been to the washer dryer. She couldn't find it if she needed to. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's because the laundry is a miracle.
Exactly. Yo, it's that hocus pocus nonsense.
The femboy takes it in the laundry basket and just comes back and it's all nice and folded, ready to be put away. It's a miracle.
But Femboy, thank you for joining us. Is there any last words you would like to partake on the universe?
Certainly. God may or may not be watching, but maybe he's into that kind of thing.
Oh my. Thank you so very much, Femboy. It was lovely having you on. It was lovely kind of listening and sounding to you. But, you know, that's why the record button is there. Or the rewind. One of those buttons. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic night.
Right next to that button with the dollar sign. Click that button.
God damn it. Apparently they're goddamn it. Oh, any excuse to bring on Femboy on any episode, I will say, is a positive. But even if they were to be an Ember, maybe you should check out that person's YouTube channel and that content. You should actually be checking Stephanie's channel as well. She was out there.
She'll be on going
Many
on soon.
fantastic people. That's right. Go check her content out as well as Chris on here. So sending so much love to our fantastic panelists. James, any final thoughts before we head out?
No. We'll see everybody shortly.
And then I'm going to give out the favor. Oh, I'm probably going to adjust the prices because the ratings have been good. Woohoo!
That means they're going up. If you want a deal, get it now.
Get it now. Not much because I can't help it, but I had certain figures out there because I was hoping just to get ratings and stuff. But I just want to get more content out there. So if you would like to be produced, then by someone who is related to. I keep on wanting to say related to a Jewish space laser, but that would mean I'm related to an inanimate object. That would make no sense. Then again, neither does saying that I'm related to a lizard from a different galaxy.
Are you related to... What did Kenobi ask you if you're related to last time? I'm sure it was something. What did he ask?
Oh my. That was an interesting debate. It was such a good debate that...
You got your amoeba thing in there. I know you got the hit amoeba.
I felt very satisfied. It was one of the... I know it was good because I overthink anything, and I walked away not overthinking anything about that debate. It was almost... And so that must... because he said so much stupid things, and I've heard all of that, and it was nice to finally have the gloves come off. We should upload that. Speaking of uploads, we have a lot. We actually have a lot of content. All of the things all the times when I go on Randolph, sending love out there to Randolph Richardson and Tacos and really T-Jumps as well, and sending love to X as well. I double bannered it. And so we should be seeing that. Produce me, baby. You think you're related to a strawberry? Exactly, that type of stuff. It felt cathartic. Yes. That's like saying we're related to a uterus. I mean, yes, in some ways we do.
From a uterus, yeah.
Yeah. And yet they say it with such confidence that I swear, because I see them kind of manhandle some people about these charts when they're fantastic charts. As someone who very proudly is about to get through her first graduate level chart course, my goodness, they're pretty decent. A lot of the white spaces out there, they're able to very quickly convey information to their target audience.
I'm just happy I got him to give us an anatomy lesson on whales.
Oh my goodness, you just threw whale bait out there.
Oh, the whale pelvis. You just got to throw that out there. The whales have a vestigial pelvis. immediately, you need an education on your whale anatomy, James.
sure
The
do.
whales have a 15-foot penis. They need that pelvis to control its penis in the
Makes us
water.
fun.
Because the whales have that, they have to put that penis in the girl whale to make baby whales, and it's hard to do that in the dark if you can't talk and you don't have arms.
Speaking of 15 feet, do we send love to, I don't know if I officially said love to Titan Uranus. What is up,
Hey,
Titan?
Good to see you.
And also, before we truly check out, that's right, love from Fair and Salas, a $5 super chat. My God ordered me to donate to Amy Newman's cause. Woo! Sending love. Who am I to disobey? James W. and myself, I send love. And I have to dance. I'm trying not to be. See, I could do it two ways. I could do the sexy or the geeky. It's so hard to be sexy. Like, I'm sure there is things in me that like are in there, but like all my fiber wants to be like do 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 do. James, this is the type of intellectual where we are. Oh, thank you so much, Sinister Purpose. Exactly. In fact, thank you, Farron and Chris and Sinister and Aubrey and all of you who sent in super chats and love, and all of you channel members, including down at the bottom. And what was I doing? I guess thank you for joining us on this episode of Call Us Skeptical, where we opened up the internet phone lines to ask the question, why is God so weak? For a good time worth lifting. Bruh. But I do want to thank my co-host, James W., along with our fantastic panel, Stephanie and Chris and Femboy M-Boy. What are we talking about anyway? I love, along with all the amazing people in chat, our awesome mods who make this stream so great, and lovely viewers like you who make this channel even possible. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Please don't forget to do the things that it always sounds cheesy, but it does help when you like, because then the algorithm's like, okay, fine, we'll send it out there. As well as follow on the Twitchospheres. We're working on more emojis. We're the scientists are working in the labs. Subscribe.
Emoji coming up.
Oh my goodness. There's no way I'm going to get a Kyrie artist to draw the image. The TOS just blocked my brain. Or subscribe, then hit the bell icon. Anyway, where's Clorox?
Beamsy's got lots of pictures of it.
Ken Hoven has lots of pictures of it, I think. It's on his DVD, number 5.
So I have over 6 hours of pictures of whale penises. And in slideshows, we have 27,000 slides that we have done. There I am with a humpback whale. He's feeling a little spry this morning. We'll see what we can do for him, though.
God damn it. Anyway, or hit that bell icon to all. It allows you to see our premieres, like all the fun stuff that we upload, or our live streams. Yay! Love you, chat. As well as if you're watching the repeat team. Is it repeat, re-after, upload, whatever. Settings.
You have to be careful, though, Amy. He produces gallons of the stuff, like multiple gallons coming out. It's quite a thing to behold.
Reminds me of the whitest kids you know. What's he got there? Gallon of PCP. That's cool. Didn't know it came in gallons. Got one right here. That's
Whale
true.
semen.
You do. James, that's just a normal Tuesday here. Oh, whale Steven? I thought you said male Steven. Oh, whale Steven. That's just a normal Tuesday at the Ken Hogan household.
Dinosaur.
How
do you think his new wife reacted the first time when he's talking about role play? Do you mind role playing as a male whale?
Oh, whale. Okay.
Do you mind playing the role of a male blue whale?
Shout out there to Sinister Porpoise, who might be doing role play with Ken Hogan. My blowhole. It reminds me of The Boys. Did he try and have... No, he killed a dolphin. He tried to have sex with a... He did have sex with a squid. It's what got him divorced, because his wife would not. It's a satirical show about superheroes. They're all basically celebrities and do horrible, terrible things. And the people who try to bring them down. It's funny. Go check it out. Dude, I know James, his superhero thing is... You would like it, though.
What would I like?
It's called The Boys. Okay?
The
Take a lot of passion.
Or The Boys?
The Boys. The BOIS. The Boys. Let me take a sip, actually. A dramatic pause, because that's how amazing The Boys is. Really one of the best. You don't need to know about any other thing. It's so isolated, just kind of making fun of... Can I tell you something? I'm going to anyway, but I like prefacing it. That Stephen King said. He said, when I first wrote, either it was it or one of his major books, all the people just kept on saying, I love the way that he satired this, and I love the way that he satired this. And I looked, and everything that they talked about was just real life experiences. And I realized that the more that I told it like it is, the more people thought that it was satire. Anyway, sending love to all the authors out there. If you like help, advice, writing, wiser people than myself, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't create this stuff. Live streams. Hey, you could leave a comment once the video is done. Hey, we'll talk with you. Say hey. Maybe we'll argue if you're a creationist, or send a thumbs up, a comment, a pin. We love you. The Skeptic and Ranting Discord server will be opening up. James has to go to work, and I'm about to. Well, I may either bowl. I don't know what we're about to do. We're going to bowl, get a bowl drilled or something. Though we'll have a good time no matter what. We'll take the femboy out in high heels or something.
Smoke a bowl? What'd you say?
That too, probably. But no, we were going to go bowling. We had to get my bowling ball, the holes drilled in the ball, because either I'm getting an old ball or they're giving me a new ball, some sort of thing.
Drilled. I got it.
Exactly. I'm about to get drilled really hard. Exactly. Many ways we've been talking about it. We talked about channel membership. It triggers them. It's been growing. We just got our new emoji. I'll send it out in there. But I'm trying we said the dream team is trying to work on more. But also the best way to help us out is by heading over to our Patreon. We just had our first of all, we're about to have it's kind of like our supporter-only stream, because everyone's invited, but the supporters get to submit questions and everything. So if you're a channel member, a super chatter, or a Patreon, you will get love in our new AMA. That's probably what we're going to do next. We just had a hankering, at least I know I did, for debate me raw. But then we're going to give love. And then we have our new Patreon-a-thon, if you would like, as well as more bonus content, a lot of our early access. And it's just a great way to support the channel Ooh, excuse me, sponsored. I burped, but I muted it in time. Titan's like, your Amy whose holes are drilled, footage to come. That's right. You can find it there, and that is as much as we can shill to keep the lights on, because all of our content ultimately is free. We eventually the pipeline. In fact, if you're a supporter, you're just helping out the people who can't afford it, because that's how this works. We are the Skeptic and Ranting community, and
A little socialisty, but
yeah. Well, that's the weird thing. I view both of us, not to use the term, not to get too political, but I view us as liberals using the moderate term of it. And so we're always going to like our property, and yet we're always going to like helping people. And so it's kind of like, I'm not even being anti-conservative or socialist or communist or anarchist, or I am being anti-nationalist. I'm okay with some patriotism and stuff like that. Though I've been told, I get all these new arguments from. I had a guy literally the other day that basically Godwin's lawed me, but was like, but we just do it with my Jewish partner. I just love. And I'm like, yeah, I bet. Whatever. To quote James, whatever you want to tell your therapist or your daddy issues there. I know. I learned, don't say liberals. Just say be leftists. I know. My politics are meh. Though I know I can't be too meh, because if I'm too apathetic, then the people who want me, the bad people, actually want you to be apathetic as well. And so it's like this very hard line between wanting to care enough to make sure that the system doesn't burn and change. I do want, actually, there are systems that actually need direct change, though the upcoming election does feel like I just want to get over that tsunami. Not a Sumami, who is fantastic.
It'll be the
Who's
same
calling
thing
me? My
next
mom's
election.
calling.
It'll be the same thing every election.
I hope not. I hope it goes back to, because normally, this will be the last thing I say. I know we've been going. Normally, people just tell me it's all left foot, right foot. Same thing, James. Doesn't matter. They're both working for the same thing. You know what? That. They told me the orange one was different. I knew the orange one was different. Okay? I knew that he was a piece of, okay? I knew that he didn't have any beliefs. And so now, if anyone sits here and tells me that, oh, Trump, Biden, same thing, right foot, left foot. No, that shit. I told you that he wasn't, and you told me that he wasn't different. So now you can't just sit here and pretend like he's a politician. I do hope he goes to jail. I think that rich people get out of jail a lot. And so I don't think it's if he gets out, it won't be for political reasons. It will because he, in his myriad of debt, can still afford lawyers, unlike the myriad of people, normies, who cannot afford decent lawyers. So, yes, I hope our system works. I hope, and I'm looking forward to the next election when it's boring A versus boring B, when it's left foot, right foot. I'll take it back. That's fine. I know that there are people that feel differently. That's politics. Politics are people's opinions, unfortunately. That's why we do religion here, because we really do take a position. It is the no to God. Oh, James is like, I got to get the fuck out of here. All right, he isn't rich. Have you seen? Oh, no, I think he's poor. I think he's in debt. And, well, whatever. He could just claim that he's. I haven't seen those tax returns and all that. But James really does have to go to work. All right. So I would talk about this forever. And apparently my mother's calling me, and I promised family time and stuff. And so with that, I'll give it rhymes. So we'll do the last shill. Shilling Ball Z. You can support the show at patreon.com/Amy Newman. I am Amy Newman. This is James W. And we will see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z. Good night, everyone. Say good night, and we'll say good night to you at the end. Oh, and there's a random. I updated a fucking clip, and yeah, James is like he has to go. I updated the clip. You'll see it on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z. It'll be even better. That looks natural. I don't even notice it. I don't know what you're talking about.